Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo. Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment in court.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You gotta acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
And now this administration is kind of looking like more of what you oppose, that they're covering for the powerful. Now, by the way, I don't believe that that's what this administration is doing. Certainly not to cover for Trump. Those pictures online of him with Epstein and the young girl and the hand, it's fake. I can't show you the picture, and I shouldn't show it to you because it's just going to keep the fakery going. He knew Epstein. He liked Epstein. He partied with Epstein. But he also knew that he was a creep, and he took some private action against him. And I've never seen proof that ties Trump to any of the ugly, disgusting, illegal, and lascivious behavior that Epstein loved. So I actually find Trump's position on Epstein to be pretty reasonable.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And today on the new party, we're going to be talking about what Trump said today. The MAGA community, I'm sure, is going to be in an uproar. So remember, you heard it here first. Trump pretty much announced today, if you're going to still talk about Epstein, you don't need to be a part of my base anymore. You don't need to support me. Okay. Gray, that was Chris Cuomo, the brother of Andrew Cuomo, both high-ranking, in my opinion, Democrats. He's defending him, saying he wasn't on the Epstein tapes. Why is Trump taking this hard of a position when he pretty much ran on, when I'm elected, I will release the tapes, release the documents, release the files? What do you think, Gray?
So the MAGA people are saying that Trump didn't say that he was going to release it, but I feel like Trump was basically like he'll get rid of the deep state. So that basically means I'm going to put out like all information. There has to be some people tied to this. We did a show last night, and basically what we were talking about is that the girl in the video said Jeffrey Epstein's friend, Justine, what's how you say her first name? Maxwell?
Elaine Maxwell.
Yeah, her said that it was going to be for him and his friends. So there are people who are complicit in this. So, of course, people want to get to the bottom of it. I'm not going to say that it's Trump himself in it without evidence, but the way that they're fighting against this for people who try to say that they're so transparent, it makes them look guilty. It makes Trump look guilty.
Oof.
It makes the Republicans look guilty.
Yeah, and they won't allow her to come speak in front of Congress. I mean, to me, it is making them look guilty. And Trump, I love you. I voted for you. I support you. I will never regret voting for you. I don't care what happens because I know that for me that was the best decision at the time and I still stand by it. But I can't stand by you on this Trump because I don't see why we can't release it. You know, people are torn, people are doubling down, but Trump pretty much tweeted today. I have to show the tweet and then we can play some clips. Gray, do you have the clip of him, what he said? Why are we talking about Epstein is boring?
No, but I just posted on TikTok that he said the people that keep talking about Epstein are bad people.
Yeah, so he said the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents. He's pretty much comparing all of this to the Russia Gate scandal. I mean, the thing is, the reality is this, guys, and we need to talk about this timeline because many people get this wrong. When Epstein was arrested in 2019, who was president?
Trump.
When he hung himself in a jail cell, who was president?
Trump.
So Trump, you can't get away from this. And it's so funny that they keep trying to defend him. I want to play this clip. You're going to love this. I mean, you guys are literally handing, in my opinion, this is my prediction, and this is going to be unpopular among Republicans, but I don't care. You're literally handing over 2026. You're literally doing it by doubling down and protecting these people and not giving something that hasn't already been released. Let me play this clip of your boy defending
under Merrick Garland's.
Hold on.
How is he convicted? How do you convict
Epstein
a guy who's dead?
was convicted in I believe, under Merrick Garland's Justice Department. I could be. Am I wrong on that?
You're wrong.
I don't think so. And then he was incarcerated, and then he committed suicide. Okay. The suicide thing is bull. Whether you
Bill, I think this is important. Bill, I think this is important. He was arrested in 2019, and he committed suicide in 2019. He died August 10th of 2019. So the Biden administration was not involved in a conviction or a trial of him. They were of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay. And that's a good point of clarification. But he was arrested and indicted under Merrick Garland.
No, under Trump.
Who had all of the information.
Epstein was arrested, indicted, and committed suicide under Trump in 2019. Trump was president. Merrick Garland was not the attorney general.
Okay.
Are you going to say something after that?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, the thing is this, we have reversionary history with these people. Everything is the Democrats. Everything is Joe Biden. When do we take responsibility for Trump and Republicans, guys? Because now we're becoming the Democrats. No offense. You guys double down. I hate Trump, Trump. But the difference with us is we were always able, as the MAGA base, to hold people accountable for the most part. But now that's not happening. I mean, it's beginning to look a little cult-like to me. What do you think, Ray?
Basically, Republicans have always blamed the Democrats, and the Democrats, we all know that they're the people that do research. They're the people that are known for facts. So basically, looking at Bill Riley say that in his head is just like, it's no way that Epstein would have been convicted under Trump. The Democrats had to have a hand in this. And basically, you have to push that propaganda machine, because if it looks like the Democrats had something to do with it, it discredits it to a certain extent. But looking that it was done under Trump, it may be looked at as a hit job to quiet somebody that could expose some information. But do you have the clip of him blaming Obama?
No. Can you find that? I have another clip while you look for it real quick.
Okay.
If you can't find it, I will. But this is when Trump went on Howard Stern's show. And man, these clips on Howard Stern's continue to haunt him. Trump, I love you, but I got to play it. I'm sorry. Hold on. Ooh.
You
Trump
know
don't
about
want me
sexual
playing it.
predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
So pretty much they joked and they were like, "Oh, you're a sexual predator." Gray, what do you think about that clip right there?
I mean, Trump has said some wild stuff, especially regarding women. I mean, like to say that Trump wasn't saying things that shouldn't have been said about women or even doing things questionable around women prior to him becoming president would be hard to push. Trump would mess around with a porn star. That was one of the biggest things like with him. I mean, like Trump was entertainer. Trump was on TV and he had made derogatory comments. And like you said, where Howard Stern was one of the main places where Trump made derogatory comments about women. And I forgot the main one. He was on Access Hollywood where they still had the mics on. So, I mean, once you become a politician and once you're out there, all your dirty laundry is going to be put out there. It's a dirty, dirty game. And if you don't have bulletproof emotions, it'll swallow you up.
Wow. Do you have it?
Yeah, so I'm going to play this. We were talking about how basically the Republicans blame everything on the Democrats, and this is a prime example right here. Who do you think Trump is going to blame for the Epstein?
Mr. President, your daughter-in-law said that there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job, and I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also, but I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important, and you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General has handled it very well.
How many more states? The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. On
Okay.
Epstein. Of the review of the trial. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing. Yeah.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
So that's Trump blaming Biden and Obama for the Epstein files. What do you have to say about that, Nora?
I think that there's hypocrisy on both sides because I'm going to play your little person from The View that you guys have out that says crazy stuff, and I'm going to play the hypocrisy. I got to give it. Dark said, I think Dems are overreaching with this Trump and Epstein files connection. It seems baseless just because Trump took a photo. I'll say this. It does seem baseless, but Trump, you are giving it to them at this point. Please release something. Please, I beg of you, because it's so easy to call it the hypocrisy of the Democrats, because I'm about to play this clip of Sunny, whatever her name is, from The View, and I'm going to show you how hypocritical they are. It's not hard, but I'll let Greg give his opinion next.
To me, for Trump to say blame Comey, we know he has an issue with Comey. We know he don't necessarily like Obama and Joe Biden. And like we showed in the first clip, he was prosecuted under Trump. He unalived himself under Trump. So, like, Trump's administration is who convicted this person and put him in a precarious situation to take his own life. So, like, for him to say that it's Obama and Biden, I feel like looks horrible. I mean, I understand people say, oh, this is a reach, but it looks bad for him to blame those people of all people.
I got to give it to you guys. Biden's administration was just so incompetent that they didn't try to cover it up. Trump's administration is like, look over here. No, look over there. Like, look, like this is crazy. Like, this is like political theater. And I've been saying that since January. I said, we are seeing political theater in the making. But again, they're so incompetent over at Biden's side that it was like they were just so dumb they thought they could get away with it. Let me play this clip of Sunny Hostin and her
People were
hypocrisy.
dying for this information. There was some sort of list that everybody thought was going to come out, and who's on the list. What's important for us to note is we shouldn't be repeating names that are on the list, because just because your name has not on the list, but in the documents, just because your name is on the documents doesn't mean that you have done anything criminally irresponsible or illegal or civilly irresponsible.
Or that you were a client.
Or that you were a client. The only really, these documents as I read them, only reflect Epstein's sexual assaults of women and his sexual behavior. So I think that...
And Ghislaine also?
And Ghislaine. And so being named in this suit does not equate to being accused of wrongdoing. And I think that is extremely important because conspiracy theorists seem to not understand or enjoy facts.
Yes.
These are the facts.
There is a list. Trump's name is on the logs, the passenger logs of Epstein's aircraft at least 7 times. That's already been made public. I mean, of course, Trump is denying any and all allegations, but all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Well, guys, a new poll just came out, and that said only 3% of Americans are satisfied with the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files. What do you think about that, Gray? Is it accurate?
3%, of course, because it's obvious they're lying, and like the biggest reason is because you don't overpromise and underdeliver. The reason it's so big is because they said it was videos, they said it was pictures. They made it seem like it was about to be this big Hollywood type evidence that people will go the same way with Diddy. Everybody was waiting for the videos and all the crazy stuff to come out. So like they built it up to this massive point themselves, and that's why it's falling down on them.
Facts. Well, I'm going to play a clip for all the MAGA watching. We'll be fair. This is Trump's lawyer saying there's nothing. They're not withholding anything. So we're going to have both sides here. And I'll play this. And then I want to play clips of Trump on his MAGA rally tours and what he said.
I don't believe for a second that there's a client list out there. That wasn't Jeffrey Epstein. Despite all of these rumors and stories and so on, he had no plan for blackmail. When I met with him 9 days before his trial and he asked me to take over the defense of his case, we talked about strategy. You can believe that he had every incentive to come forward with names of rich and famous who were involved in this case. The danger of everybody ought to be in favor of transparency. The reason Judge Berman and others have kept some of the files private, and Alan Dershowitz is exactly right, that was a terrific interview, is because once you put the names out there, we've seen this already with the Black Book and so on. You put the names out there, and the fact that he knew Bill Richardson, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, etc., doesn't mean that they did nefarious, illegal conduct with him. But people start drawing rumors and making claims. Also, the accusers demanded a certain level of privacy. And so the judge balanced that when the parties were before him, and that's why he kept some of those files private. I don't believe for a second that Pam Bondi or anybody in the administration has a client list that they're withholding.
So what do you think? Do you believe there's a client list they're withholding? What's your opinion on it?
He still didn't defend. Why did they say that? Why did Pam Bondi say the files are on my desk? Why did Kash Patel say there are videos? Why did y'all say this if they didn't exist? Y'all said this. Your administration said this. No one made this up. I don't even remember the Joe Biden administration talking about this.
Do you know the Flintstones movie when they're in the car, they like back up and backpedal with their feet? That's what this is like reminding of. We're going to go back in time today because I just have in February, I have a clip of Trump talk. We're going to keep going backwards because we got to remind everyone because again, Trump is not going to be accountable for this clearly because the majority of the country voted for him and a good chunk are Trump loyalists. So let's play the clip.
People yesterday saying that I threw him out of a club. I didn't want anything to do with him. That was many, many years ago. It shows you one thing, that I have good taste, okay? Now, other people, they went all over with him. They went to his island. They went all over the place. He was very well known in Palm Beach. his island, whatever his island was, wherever it is, I was never there. Find out the people that went to the island. But Jeffrey Epstein was not somebody that I respected. I threw him out. In fact, I think the great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein. People.
So, Gray, before we respond, I would like to show pictures of him and Jeffrey Epstein, because again, we're going to be fair here. There has to be a balance. I want to show you this. Pictures of him hanging out with Diddy, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. What do you think of these pictures?
I'll say that just because you do business with someone doesn't mean you're doing something nefarious with them. But I will also say if you were, birds of a feather flock together. So, I mean, like these certain people in these photos, doesn't look good, especially for someone with a previous case of doing something with someone in the adult industry. So Trump is familiar with this. Trump has said radical things, and Trump lived in Florida as well. So, I mean, like, it doesn't necessarily look good. Like, I'm not going to convict Trump right now, but if you're the president and you have these type of rumors circling around you, it's better to destroy the rumor before it gets legs, because once it gets legs, it's going to keep growing, and just telling people not to talk about it or it doesn't exist isn't going to stop it.
Well, I don't listen. Let me say this. I don't believe they got any evidence of Trump doing anything with Epstein. I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't. But I do believe they might have a relative or somebody close to him. The reason why I don't believe it is because like they wanted this man so gone that they would do anything to catch him. So I believe if they did, they would have put it out there already. That's what I believe.
That's a good point. I mean, Trump was going to court. What was Trump? Trump got 34 felonies, right? I can't remember
Right.
every single felony
They were pretty much falsifying business records, in so many words.
Yeah, so I don't know all the stuff that he was convicted of, but I know there weren't any of these types of cases attached to it, and then they didn't even go down this rabbit hole with Epstein. So I agree with you to a point that we would have thought that they would have threw that case in with all those other 34 cases.
Yeah. Can't find that clip. You look while the videos play with me, because he did say I will release it. But if Donald Trump is the godfather, Charlie Kirk must be the grandfather of MAGA, because them conservatives, they love Charlie Kirk. Let's see what Charlie Kirk has to say. He's not my favorite guy. We went to Turning Point over the weekend, and y'all can go watch our clips on that. But here we go. This is what he had to say.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. Honestly, I'm done talking about.
So what do you think?
He got a phone call from Trump, and he said, "Quiet all the racket before I do something to you. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no more. I will pull you across my knee, and you'll get a beating if I hear anything else about it." And Charlie Kirk went and made a video immediately and said, "I'm not talking about it anymore, never again." Trump made that phone call.
And it's so funny. I'm a super sleuth at finding things, y'all, and I cannot find the clip of him talk. He made promises about these Epstein files. It's funny how they deleted it.
I got another clip. Do you have another clip that you want to play? I can't find
Go
it.
ahead, keep going. I'm looking. See how they hiding it?
I know for sure that the Sun posted something that might be what you might be thinking about, because the Sun, his junior son, is the one that posted that released the Epstein files now. But even Republicans are asking for this to be released. So why isn't it being released, guys, if it's a bipartisan thing? So I'm going to play this clip.
President Trump pushing back on calls from his base to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is.
The comments coming just after Trump again backed Attorney General Pam Bondi in her decision to withhold thousands of documents and videos about the investigation into the sex offender, despite the president's campaign promise to release the files.
Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
Bondi says the unreleased files contain graphic details about child abuse and will not be made public. The decision drawing calls for her resignation.
I'm going to be here for as long as the president wants me here.
House Democrats pushed for a resolution to force the release within 30 days. It failed, with only one GOP member supporting it. But more Republicans now starting to question why Bondi will not release the full file.
I don't know that she was specific about a list or whatever, but she needs to come forward and explain that to everybody.
Some Republicans want Epstein's convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell to testify before Congress.
This is one of the worst human trafficking rings in American history, run by this scumbag. And I think the more we know about it, the more we get out there, the better it is.
Conservative commentators and podcasters who helped amplify Trump's platform during the 2024 campaign now slamming the administration's lack of transparency.
Everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing.
Joe Rogan mocking the DOJ and the FBI to his 20 million subscribers over the administration's handling of the files.
They've got videotape and all of a sudden they don't. Kash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push back.
Right. At least one Republican.
Okay, so Republicans are demanding for it to come out. You saw Speaker Mike Johnson. You saw Josh Hockley. You see commentators who are on the right. You see Joe Rogan. You see Andrew Schultz, who said he regrets voting for Trump at this point. I know you still don't regret your vote for Trump, but you're basically seeing not all Republicans, but a bipartisan effort to try and get these files out there. So why aren't we getting the files?
I don't know, but I finally found the clip where he promised to release it just last year.
Okay.
It took a while of digging, y'all. I had to find it, y'all, because they hiding it. You know, I'm a super sleuth. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I had it on the screen. What did they do? Hold on. Keep talking.
My
Sorry.
gosh.
Oh, wait,
So
I found it. My bad. I found it. My bad. Sorry. They messing with me today. I'm just kidding. Trump don't want us to find it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Yes, I would.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand missing children and exploited children going forward.
Just last week, the president's excellent pick for FBI Director Kash Patel vowed to work with me in releasing the Epstein records and breaking apart the trafficking rings that harm countless women and children across our country.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. All this evidence is sitting in the Southern District of New York.
Yep.
So based on that, I gave them the deadline, Friday at 8, a truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI. Kash is going to get me and himself really a detailed report as to why all these documents and evidence had been withheld. It's a new administration, and everything's going to come out to the public. The public has a right to know. Americans have a right to know.
I know the Attorney General has committed to releasing those files. I would defer you to the Department of Justice on her timeline, but when she's made a promise in the past, she has kept it, and I'm certain that she will in this case as well.
Welcome back, everybody. 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Case closed. The Justice Department revealing Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide. And
Yo, Yeah, you want to know something? You know that video I released last night that I posted that said, "Is Ghislaine Maxwell a spy?"
Yeah.
Do you know that they blocked it?
Wow.
Listen, y'all, listen, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't.
I mean, that video needs to be shown everywhere. Like, I mean, they basically promised it and said that they were going to release this, and now they're just completely backing out. And then people on the right saying that Trump didn't run on it. I mean, we had literally had people being confirmed saying that, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get this information out there. So I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but to say you're going to release something and then not release it is very suspicious.
Yeah, and shout out to John. He just sent me this news article in the Discord. Well, actually, it's a video clip. I'm gonna play it. Oh, also, I didn't even talk about this. Somebody made shout out to one of our fans. I'm gonna tell him about this. He made this funny meme. Gray, I want to show it to you. It's so funny. I'll show you the meme after I play this. Hold on.
All right.
I'll just post it on X and then I can pull it up like that. Yeah, guys. So just so you guys are aware, we do have a Discord. It's in Enzo's profile though. I'll probably end up finding a way to link it. But if you guys are ever interested in joining, please let us know. You can play the notification bell video, Gray, while I pull it up.
If you're watching right now, please hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell to know when we go live.
All right, I got the clip ready. And guys, make sure you're hitting the like button. Please support us. Hit the like button. Appreciate all the support. Here we go.
President, your daughter-in-law said that there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job. And I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also. But I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important. And you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General's handled it very well.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing. And in terms of the credibility of the...
It replayed?
No, we played this one earlier. I played that one.
Oh, we played it earlier. Well, we'll play it again. It's okay. But I want to show you guys this meme. Shout out to Keith. Keith, I know you're probably not watching. I'll probably tell you to watch the replay. But Keith made this meme, and it's so funny.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. There is no Epstein client list. So thank you. If you guys have anything funny you ever want to send to us, please, you can send it on the Discord. You can email it to us, thenewparty24@gmail.com. We appreciate Keith and everyone for watching and your support. Definitely any funny memes, definitely adds to the show.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Did you have more clips?
No, we could do closing thoughts.
Well, my closing thoughts, I want to play one video about your favorite person. Nora loves this guy, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
Differences between races. What about in Africa and Haiti? I mean, they're killing and eating each other everywhere where they are. You have these problems.
Oh my God.
I'd like to look into, and I'm pleading ignorant, but I think I'd have to look more into the history of Haiti to be able to push back on that at all. I don't think I agree with that.
What about all of Africa then? There's not one country in sub-Saharan Africa that's successful. Not one. They're all least developed countries. They're all failed states.
Africa's a pretty rich country. Like, why aren't Africans controlling the diamond trade? Who's taking all of the diamonds so that they can't control the diamond trade? And how long have these people been doing that?
There's an echo.
Vultures.
Oh wait, never mind. It's not. Never mind. There's no echo.
I have a perspective now because I realize how much of my opinions and beliefs were shaped by the public school system.
That just sounds to me like a left-wing argument when they say, why don't these countries get ahead? Colonialism, you're a colonizer. It's like, okay, but when we got there, they had no development. When we got to Africa, they had no technological development. There's differences between races. What about in Africa?
What'd you think of that clip?
Well, while we're on, oh boy, we could talk about that interview. So we can have that be our final topic. Yo, he has gone scorch earth on her, and I'm gonna play some clips by him. Well, he's a racist. Like, what do you expect? Like, he admits he's a racist. Like, and so let me be clear, he's not my favorite guy, but I'll say this: everything he has said about the timeline of the Middle East, why we shouldn't vote for Trump, has happened. However, I don't agree. I think we made the best choice out of the two choices possible. Had it been Trump and someone else, maybe I would have considered someone else. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Trump loyalist. However, Trump and Kamala wasn't a hard choice for me and millions of Americans. Sorry. They didn't even have a primary. They stole the election. Like that was when I think they stole the election, when they didn't allow a primary for the Democrats, to be clear.
I want you to remember that you said that, and I'm gonna play a clip. But go ahead, keep going.
Well, hold on. Don't move the goalpost. I want to talk about Nick.
Yeah, keep going.
What Candace Owens did to Nick, to be clear, was fucked up. Okay, she called him up when the whole Iran thing was going on, and I believe him. And she said, hey, can you come out to Nashville? What you got going on next week? He's like, great. Like, he thinks that this is an olive branch. And she set him up and started asking him about why is he not married? What about interracial relationships? Clearly, dude doesn't want interracial relationships. Just because you have an interracial relationship, Candace, you can't force that onto other people. Sorry, you can't. And I'm not mad at him. That's his right to say. Just like you can't force people, you can't force people to be with who they don't want to be with. I'm okay with that. So she's all in her feelings because she has a white husband, and she just expects everyone to want to do the same. And you can't expect that, number one. Number two, what I thought was messed up is I don't know if she paid him. That he didn't say. She might have paid him. Let's assume she did. But either way, they didn't promise to put the video on a paywall. There were other options that she could have done other than charging people $1, $2. She could have put it on Rumble. She could have put it on X. And I don't think that's right. He doesn't deserve that. She should have been honest and straightforward with him. In fact, I think she kind of played him, and he's a little naive for believing her.
True. Makes sense.
Hello?
Yeah, I said true. That makes sense.
But yeah, he pretty much said, I want to play this clip and we can move on, because since we're on the whole racial thing, because he talks about black people and what he says here. Hold on. Why won't it let me share my clip? Share. It won't let me share the screen.
Really? Well, how about?
It was like, I got it. Hold on.
I'm kind of done with all the Uncle Toms. In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative. You built your career on a grift that is now dead. You were hired when diversity quotas were a thing. You were hired when white guilt is the thing. I don't feel white guilt. I never have. DEI is over. So now you're done. You need to be fired. Like, you're done. So I respect the black people that have actually earned their stripes. People like Myron Gaines, who he didn't ever get any favorability for being black. He got canceled, So I've just had enough of this kind of like legacy DEI shit. I'm kind of done with all the Uncle Toms.
So what do you think about that?
Are you considered an Uncle Tom?
No, they didn't even give me my black card. What are we talking about? According to the black conservatives, I'm not even black on a good day. Like, I think I'm okay.
I agree to a certain extent. I mean, like, I do feel like it's a grift for a lot of black Republicans, because sometimes it just doesn't make sense why they're doing it. And when he said they're not really that conservative enough, because a lot of these black Republicans marry white people, and like I feel like the Republican message is the traditional whatever.
Right.
So I feel like he made some valid points, but the grift isn't going anywhere. You're going to see more and more black Republicans try to take advantage of this.
Oh, all right. Play your clip.
All right. So you remember you said that you glad you voted for Trump and that Kamala Harris wasn't better. Let's see what your boy Nick Fuentes had to say about that.
Yo, can I tell you guys something?
A disaster in her own special way. But I said in some ways makes her less dangerous in a certain sense. Because if she did the things that Trump is doing now, nobody would stomach it. If she buried the Epstein files, there'd be a riot in the streets. If she bombed Iran, every conservative would be speaking out and screaming in opposition, except for maybe Mark Levin. If she said, we're going to give an amnesty for the farm workers, which, by the way, that's a Biden program. Biden was going to do that. If she did it, nobody would be defending it. But because it's Trump, because it's him, there's going to be a major section of the right wing of the disaffected white working class that's going to find every excuse to say it's all part of the plan. Here's why it's actually a good thing. TikTok, we just have to wait a few more years. And then, Guantanamo Bay, QAnon is going to be lining up James Comey and, all these other people. So in some sense, there's a special danger with Trump, which is, and I said this at the beginning of the year, it's this exuberance. He really came in the second term. And I think maybe that's what it is, thinking he could get away with anything, and you can almost empathize with that mindset. If you survived what he survived, if you've been through what he's been through in the past 10 years, you would think, I'm Napoleon, I'm crowning myself, like I'm untouchable. And it's July. We're halfway through the first year and he's losing even as you said, he's even lost cat turd.
No, he hasn't. That's where he's wrong, because you have to pay close attention.
So basically, Nick Fuentes said Kamala Harris would be better and that Trump is more dangerous, and even himself didn't vote for Trump, and that, he feels that right-wing people are just going to follow regardless. But what that guy was going to say right after, I wish I remember his name so I could shout out his channel. He was saying that day one, after the Epstein list was said that it wasn't coming out, Republican influencers didn't know what to say. But by day two, they had already come up with an excuse that, Trump is using this as leverage. That's why he's not doing it. So, basically, MAGA figures out some type of way to defend anything Trump does.
Well, I mean, like Mike said, I'm with you, Mike. I don't know. My closing thoughts is I'm so sick of this. Just give us a bone, Trump, so we can move on. The reality is there are more important things going on. Literally, another place in the Middle East was just bombed today. Okay? I'm probably going to talk about this tomorrow night. Damascus. I'm ready to move on. I don't care. I don't care about the Epstein list. I want to move on. I really don't care. You're right, Trump. There are floods all over America. There are more important things to talk about. You are absolutely right. So give us something so we can move on. But I'll say this, guys. Bear in mind that some of the names on this are so big, powerful, and influential, it might destabilize our markets and governments around the world. And that's all I'm going to say in defense of Trump.
For sure. My closing thoughts are come back here tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Like Nora said, a lot of people are getting tired of hearing about the Epstein list. So come here tonight. There's a video going viral about a McDonald's worker who was sent home by the manager, and she ended up attacking the manager and unaliving her. And she actually posted about it on TikTok, a video prior before she committed the incident. So if you want to hear about that, come back here at 8 p.m. We have some exclusive clips. We're also going to talk about Shaq and Angel Reese and RG3 and the things he said about Angel Reese and why Shaq has an issue with him. As far as the Epstein list goes, Trump just released it. People on both sides want to hear it, put it out there. I heard that you guys are talking about releasing it, but there's a caveat to that, and Nora will be talking about that on the Thursday show. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We're going to be doing this at 12 p.m. Eastern as well as 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. Like we always say on the New Party, always vote.